If you've watched some of my earlier videos, you know that I was pretty excited when I came across a first edition of The Finished Mystery at a used book sale. I was able to bring it to show some Jehovah's Witnesses a few times at their carts. They all were very friendly and open to looking at it. This is one short chat I had with a couple of them from earlier this year. Some points of interest. When I mentioned Russia along with other countries that were mentioned in the book, he was quick to jump in and mention the persecuted JWs in Russia, though that had nothing to do with what we were discussing. I also got a chance to gently challenge their light gets brighter claim, which is a twisting of Proverbs chapter 4 to try and defend all the false teachings and failed prophecies that they have changed over the years. We got into a bit of a discussion about the end of the system and being in the last days, but nothing very deep at that point. So today I was hoping to run into the JWs that I saw here a while ago. And it looks like there's two different people there, but I'm going to go and try and show them the Finished Mystery anyway and see what they think of it. Hi there. I'm good. How are you? Good. I don't think I've seen you two here before.
Hi, Janice. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
I just like talking about religion and stuff, so every now and again I had a few minutes to pop down. I thought I'd see if you guys were
good
around.
For you.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
what question today?
Pardon me?
What question today?
Well, actually, it's kind of a shame. I was wondering if you were interested. I was hoping I'd see them again because I'd mentioned that I actually was at a used book sale like a couple years ago, and I found an original copy, first edition of The Finished Mystery.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so they were like, wow, that's really neat. You've got quite a find. And I think it's actually like worth money, you know, like it's not, I don't know that I want to sell it or anything because I think it's really neat. But anyway, I was going to bring it down and show it to them. So I don't know if you guys would want to take a look at it. Yeah? Okay, cool.
Oh my goodness.
There it is. And I actually found some other ones too. There was Divine Plan of the Ages.
Yeah.
And something about Babylon, I can't remember. Babylon the Great or something like that. Yeah, that one too. So
cool.
I made some photocopies of some stuff too if you wanted to see it. So that is it.
Oh my
goodness. You can tell it's kind of beat up, but yeah. And so that was kind of when I opened it. I had no idea what I had. Like I just checked into it. I've been researching it because it's neat old books, you know, how well written they are and everything, you know, and it's such an interesting read, like the stuff that's in here.
There was a businessman downtown here that they were doing renovations, and they found one of our older magazines. So he phoned us and said, "Did you want it?" And so I went and got it.
Oh, neat. Yeah.
1917.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? So I thought I'd share that because it's a pretty neat thing to have. So I took a few copies of just a little bit of it if you want, just for your own, to check them out. Yeah, the thing that I found about this one that is so interesting was, I could take a copy of it. I think it's 247 onward. This is the book that got Joseph Rutherford and some of the other fellows from the Watchtower arrested for I think they were in jail for 9 months. I think it says on your website. And there's about 10 pages in here that they were arrested for. It's called sedition because it was during World War I, and it's pretty
pretty forceful back then.
It was, and very detailed, going on long details about England and Russia and the U.S. and all.
Well, it continues on. Our friends in Russia today are in prison.
Oh, sure, yeah. But you can kind of see why. I think, for me reading through that, I was kind of like, well, today if somebody published something like that, we go, oh well, free speech, right?
Right.
Fine, it's not a big deal. But during World War I, big deal. Ooh,
you're right.
Crazy stuff. So
cool. That is very cool.
So and this one, now what in my research I found out that Rutherford and the other fellow, I can't remember the other guy's names or anything.
Russell?
No, Russell was dead by this time.
Okay.
Because he died, this is 1917, he died in 1916. Yeah, right. So, although this is still considered a posthumous work of Russell, so there's a lot of quotes from him in here. Good, that's really interesting stuff.
No kidding.
And I guess when, what they were able to do to be released from prison was to agree to the government's demand that they cut out about 10 pages and the worst of them kind of thing.
So
I've never heard that.
Yeah, they agreed to cut it out. I was doing research and I looked and actually saw there's pictures of books like this one, only they've got those pages you can see they've been chopped out. and then when they re-released the 1918 edition, they changed the pages to something less specific. So it's still the same kind of things, and they put in some like pictures and stuff, but it's more like the same idea, but without getting specific about countries and all that kind of stuff. So
because just because you're enthusiastic doesn't mean tact goes out the window.
No.
So,
Well, and you can see like there's this talking about the evil of patriotism, like so you can see like they were getting people riled up in the country. That would be not a good time to be doing that.
That's right.
Very cool.
So I thought that was kind of neat. And I looked around, I could not find this anywhere online. There's only the 1918 edition, not this one.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Legally, even in Canada, they were supposed to cut those pages out.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Oh, so you've got the one that still has.
I got one that still has it. Yeah. So I'm guessing somebody put it away in a box and forgot about it or something.
Must have.
Maybe they were.
Where did you find it?
Just a used book sale for $3.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, this is old. Okay, I got some like old Mormon books and stuff too. I'm like, wow, someone was clearing out a library or something, and so it was pretty neat. Yeah, and what I found out, I don't know if you would be interested. I just made a few copies, just like of the preface.
Yes.
With some interesting stuff, and then sort of one of the the first page of the ones. I didn't want to waste all of my ink on printing, but. This is like the first page of the ones that had to be cut out.
Oh, I see.
Here, so you can see talking about the evil of patriotism and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I thought that would be kind of fun if you wanted a copy.
Sure, thanks.
And what I did too is I wrote down on the bottom. This is my email if you ever want to have any questions. Or if you want copies, I'm happy to take copies and email them to you if you like that. So this is where you can actually see a totally scanned copy of the 1918 edition, which is very close to this one. So
compare.
There's most of them. I looked through and compared certain pages, and almost all of them are identical. There's just certain spots where there's a little bit of a change that they had to do so that they could
Good
put
research.
out a scale. Yeah, thank you. Well, when you get something like this, and you think, for some money, right? So
Okay. Interesting.
So anyway.
And all in their quest to really let the Bible do the talking.
Well,
tradition or philosophy.
Well, and it's interesting too because I can't remember what the page is. I'd have to look it up, I guess, or I wrote it down somewhere. But it says in here that there's a lot of stuff about how Russell is still supervising from beyond the veil, and then it says later on, it says like a bunch of times throughout, and then it says that he will speak again, in the end, in the last days, from beyond the veil through these books. These specific seven books. So these will become Bible again in the end.
How thoughts have changed.
I know. I was like, wow, and yet you guys, they're not like producing these anymore.
No.
Right?
Oh no. Haven't for years, decades.
Well, and isn't it Proverbs that said that the light would get brighter? So
that's an interesting thing. I like that proverb a lot because that was Solomon speaking to his son, right?
That's right.
Yeah, and he's talking about how a person's it's contrasting with the wicked, and it's talking about how it's a person's path of righteousness grows. So it's a very personal passage.
But even when Jesus talked to his apostles, they'd ask questions, and he said, "I can't give you the full answer right now."
He hadn't fully revealed everything. And then it was fully revealed when the Holy Spirit came. Yeah.
But we can sure see we're living in a momentous time period right now, eh?
Oh, sure, Just
the planet itself can't go much longer. Like our Creator.
It always looks that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And my theory is that Western culture isn't going to be around much longer. Like I don't, when you look at all of the things that are happening, as far as just looking at our culture.
So everyone's scared to talk.
It's insane. Yeah. It's absolute insanity.
I think Sodom and Gomorrah has nothing compared to what's happening today.
Yeah. I agree. So it was that's my thought is that when you look at the kingdoms of the world, Babylon and Rome and all of that, and you look at they rose and fell. We're a flash in the pan compared to them, and we are going down faster than they did. So I think the Western world, England, the States, Canada, probably Australia, all of that, I think that'll be gone and probably within my lifetime, I think.
When you go back home, I always look at, and a lot of us look at 2 Timothy chapter 3, verses 1 to 5.
It's like a newspaper.
It talks about the end of the system of things, the end of the critical days.
Yeah.
And when you look at that, it tells you about the the attitude of people in the last days.
Yeah.
Now that is a
the
perfect.
lovers of sin. And,
absolutely.
A
And
form of godly devotion.
disloyal to parents.
Yeah.
Unthankful.
Yeah.
All those things are the attitudes that we see today that
and the
never
pride.
were.
Yeah.
Even 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Those
I know.
were not things
I
that
know.
we've seen.
It's crazy. I mean, I'm.
So we have to be in that area where these are the very last days.
Well, it's very, very possible. I consider that very possible. I don't know for sure, but then people have always believed that. They've always been in the last days. I mean, even in the first century, they thought they were in the last days. So we kind of, we look at it, but at the same time, we have to live as if we are,
right?
Because
with a sense
we
of
might
urgency.
be. Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. I agree. Yeah.
And then coupling that with Matthew 24, where it talks about how the nations will be. Generally, coupling that, you can see that's a composite sign that is really showing its ugly head today.
Yeah. No, for sure. You can definitely see.
What was the name again?
My name's Janice.
Janice.
Yeah.
Okay, Janice.
So cool. Well, thanks for checking it out with me because I've been looking into it. I'm like, there are so few people I can say, look what I found.
That's right.
That's a beautiful find.
Yeah. Well, maybe sometime I'll bring down. I actually didn't bring the Divine Plan of the Ages. That's the oldest one I have. I think that's like about 1908 or 1907,
I
somewhere
can check
around
the
there.
schedule to see when you're here again.
Oh, that'd be great.
I have the photocopy of the original book of the Photodrama of Creation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah. Because I have that one too, the New Creation.
No, there's the Photodrama. It was actually a
the
color
book,
photograph.
Though, but the book I have. Okay. Yeah, I've heard of that. That's interesting. That would be neat to see. Good to know. Yeah, because he sounded really interesting when I was telling him about it. He's like,
Well,
I'll show this to them if you don't find it.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And they're welcome to email if they've got questions. And I am happy to email. I've taken lots of pictures. It's a lot easier just to email it than to make all the photocopies and spend all the money, whatever. But like the 10 pages with all that stuff, if you're curious or anything else, that you want to know about it, then I'm happy to share the info because it's really hard to put down once you start reading it. It's just like.
Well, I'm glad you can understand it because even with this older magazine that this gentleman found downtown, I read one sentence and thought, oh my goodness, that would be a paragraph now. And it was very.
And there are some older
English
words.
Has changed.
Yeah. You definitely have to look at some of the words and say, okay, we wouldn't use that word that way anymore now.
Right.
Or even certain expressions.
And even spellings are different for just the same word.
Right.
So
that's actually why the society, the organization, reprinted the Bible and used everyday English.
Oh yeah, that's what my Bible has too. Yeah.
Because it's easier to understand.
Sure.
Same message.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the King James. It was written for the language of that day.
That's right.
No, I agree. I use the New American Standard, and it's definitely very, very updated and very precise. Like it's considered a word for word type of translation, as opposed to a thought for thought or paraphrase or anything like that. So I really like that one. But,
cool.
Yeah. Cool. So that was really cool. Thanks for chatting, and I run my errands and
Okay.
Thank you, Janice.
Okay.
Appreciate you bringing that by.
No problem. Bye.